Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a really lovely Honda Civic, and this is the 2.2 EX diesel. As you see here, 62 plate car, and this car has covered just 31,000 miles. Finished in this sapphire blue metallic, and it's got a full black leather interior. The car is in absolutely beautiful condition, which certainly matches the mileage of the car wonderfully well. The colour is really lovely on the car. I do apologise, it's a lovely sunny day, but it doesn't do videos any favours at all. The front of the car is incredibly clean, hardly a mark of any notes anywhere. You'd have to look for a stone chip to find one rather than it sort of jump out at you. The bonnet itself again, very clean and tidy. Just the odd, very light stone chip here or there. Come around down to the near side of the car first. Squat down there, but it is absolutely mirror smooth in the panel work. Very clean car. Front wing, front bumper corner, completely unmarked. Alloy very good, just a couple of tiny little marks on the spokes, but very minor. And then the panel work here, as you can see with the reflection, is just in beautiful condition. It's not to say you won't find the odd tiny little mark somewhere on it, but the mileage is very low. This is clearly a 6-year-old car, but it certainly looks like a car that's much younger. Rear alloy there, all but unmarked. Come around the back of the car. Again, incredibly clean and tidy. It's just got a really deep lustre to the paintwork, which is really lovely to see. And then to the off side of the vehicle. Again, very clean in the panel work. There was one tiny mark on this car, which I will come to, but I'm not going to do anything about it. It was on there before it came to us, and obviously the last owner's just touched it in, but I will show it to you because it's the whole point of these videos. The rear wing completely unmarked. Rear offside alloy again, without any mark in it. And this rear door very clean, apart from just there. Looks like it's been touched in by someone. You just see a slight indentation if I just wobble the camera up and down. But that is it. That is really the sum total of anything on the exterior of the car. Just come to the final wing. Final alloy, again, absolutely fantastic condition. It really is it's a lovely looking car in this colour. They really are, and the condition is it's quite exceptional. Just coming into the boot area now. Absolutely stunning condition, as is the rest of the interior of the car. Really is. It's just been kept so well. Huge boot, of course, and if you look underneath here, get this extra little deep recess. If you want to, I'll just give that a yank back, drop it down, and you end up with a good sort of 7 or 8 inches of extra boot depth there as well. Let's come to the back of the car now. You can see here this huge extra space in the back afforded by these. Just such a clever magic seat affair, which is pop these seats up vertically, drop them down there. All just beautifully engineered as you'd expect from a Honda car. And the leatherwork itself is just almost as new. It's absolutely incredibly clean and fresh in the back of the car here. Coming to the front now. The door cards on all the doors are in absolutely beautiful condition as well. The footwell areas, everything about it has just been kept so well. Apart from the shade here, just because the sun, when I try and do it in direct sunshine, doesn't do it any favours again, but the leatherwork, trust me, is absolutely amazing in here. Coming to the driver's door card again, equally. All the recesses, such a sweet window bank there, just looks like new, as does the footwell area. And the driver's seat again in absolutely fantastic condition. So inside the car now, engine's running through this part of the video, because I just want to show you the dashboard with it running. The interior just looks absolutely brand new in here. It's amazing condition. Obviously EX specs, you've got this really nice, easy to use sat nav system. Pop it into reverse there, and you've got a lovely crystal clear colour parking camera there. So heated seats, climate control system, all working absolutely beautifully. And the gear lever, gator itself, again, all in absolutely fantastic condition. I've come up here to try to snag the wire while I'm doing it. Hopefully you can see there, just 31,917 miles recorded. And if I come back here, you can see obviously engine running there. There's absolutely no warning lights on the vehicle at all, just the low fuel light currently on the vehicle. But every way you look inside the car, it impresses. It's just been kept absolutely beautifully. It's a real credit to its owners. Just quickly show you, quite often overlooked actually, we've got the original owner's manual pack here in its leather binding, plus also the lock and wheel nut key is here and present with the vehicle. So finally, just to come under the engine bay, and a beautifully presented one as you'd expect from a Honda car. Obviously low mileage car. These are cam chain driven engines, so there's no cam belt services on them at all, but engine like the rest of the car, and the engine bay in wonderful condition. It just looks, all the little nuts and bolts, it just looks like new under here. Absolutely amazing. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 2.2 EX diesel. This particular car is registered EX62HKY, and mileage is just 31,917 miles. Reason for the videos, as I say in all of them, very simply, is just so potential customers get to see the cars actually in operation. It is the very car you've seen advertised as well, and it's also done on a very quiet country roads just outside our premises, so hopefully be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive. It is incredibly frustrating to go and see a car which looks good in the pictures and in the description, only to find out when you get there there's an obvious and fundamental fault with it, which you clearly should have been told about, and you've had many hours of your time wasted. It's happened to us, and that's exactly why we do this for customers. It's not for YouTube fame, we're not bothered about that. This is purely for our customers to see the cars and for no other purpose. The car's been exceptionally well looked after at this stage in its life. Sorry, just someone veering towards me. And it's obvious, it just feels, as a complete spoiler to the whole video, pretty much as though I'm driving a brand new car. It just feels tight and taut in every way. Engine starts absolutely immediately, very smooth in operation. 2.2 is a lovely unit, it really is. They've got lots of low down torque, really sort of nice flexible units, but they're just so civilized in the way they go about their business as well. There's no warning lights on the vehicle, apart from just a low fuel light, but there's no warning lights relating to the engine or any other part of the car, nothing at all. But the engine just feels as new, it really does. Engine then goes through clutch and into gearbox. The clutch bite point is exactly where it should be. It's smooth, silent in operation, and there's no change in engine notes or vibrations when clutch is in or out, so all in absolutely perfect order. Likewise, the 6-speed gearbox, which is one of Honda's great strengths. They do brilliant gearboxes, really precise, easy to use, feels mechanical to use, but it's just such a joy. It's it's got an when they talk about shift quality, it's a term to describe how it feels, but this is quality. It's just wonderful gear change. It just feels as though it's made by a manufacturer that cares about how the car drives in its entirety, not just how it gets from A to B. And this, the gear change, again, just as with the rest of the car, just exhibits no wear in it. It just feels absolutely tight as a drum. So in terms of the powertrain in the vehicle, utterly faultless. It really is. Steering of the car, really precise. Track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel of the car at all. Certainly up to the legal limits, obviously the speeds at which I'm allowed to drive. But it just feels very quick to respond, very accurate. It's very well weighted. It's just a very nice system which matches the chassis of the car absolutely perfectly. The chassis is simply brilliant. Any criticisms that were levelled at it previously, and they were basically simple. Everyone loved how dynamic the Civics drove on the previous generation. It was a direct
agile car. It responded, it flowed through corners, but if you really wanted to lean on it and have some fun, it was capable. It really was. The only criticism realistically levelled at it was the fact that it struggled to absorb, the sharper crests on the road, potholes, comfortably. And I never found it an issue, I've got to be honest with you. But those that live purely in town centres, some did. This is absolutely fantastic what they've done. Potholes like that in the last one, you feel the car sort of judder into them. This one, there is nothing. It rides them beautifully well. That's an interesting line through that corner. They've just done such a fantastic job on it. They really have. Any criticism that are long gone. This is one of the very best chassis you'll drive in this class. It really is. And I'm not getting any kind of noises from underneath the chassis, which is basically what I'm looking out for. I'm not going to indicate either. Nice. Because it's suspension wear. You normally manifests itself with sort of little clonks and bangs coming from underneath the car, and normally quite innocent stuff, which is cheap to replace. Drop links, anti-roll bar links, rubber bushes, that kind of stuff. But sometimes more serious stuff as well. But there's nothing on this, absolutely nothing. It just drives fantastically well. Really pick up speed really nicely, really quickly. I'm up to the legal limit now. Just check the cruise control function, which is working exactly as it should. Very quiet in here. Wind noise, road noise, very well muted. Also points to the fact that windscreen seal and door seals are all in good order, because there's no kind of wind noise getting in that shouldn't be here. Just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove in a second when I get to this corner. Wow, yeah, they're really good brakes. It pulls the nose down straight and true. There's no pulsing or vibrations on the brake pedal at all either, so it suggests everything's in very good order. Worth pointing out that this car, next couple of days, will be going for an independent MOT. We have nothing to do with it at all. So anything that needs attending to will be done. It'll also, although not actually due, it will have a fresh engine service as well, so it'll all be ready for the next 12 months of motoring. Looking around inside the car, I mean, it's a cliche, but genuinely it just looks brand new in here. All the surfaces, all the plastics in absolutely beautiful condition. Very well made as well. I mean, it is a beautifully assembled car, and I always say this is real build quality many years down the line. It just feels, again, as if I've sat in a new car in here. Everything's working as it should. Sat-nav system, as you know from the previous walk-around video, what that can't tell you is it's 25 degrees there. It's a lovely hot day, and air conditioning's pumping out absolutely ice-cold air there as well. But everything I pressed works exactly as it should. But the dash itself is just a joy. I love these cars. They're simple to use, they're easy to use, but they're actually incredibly interesting places to sit and operate a car from. This two-tier dashboard, as I always say in my videos, I just love it. High-up display for so your trip meter and car information systems high up there, so you're not taking your eyes off the road. But the most important information by a mile, the speedo, right up there. See it as you're driving along with your eyes on the road, and you can see your speed at the same time. Just genius. And everything, all the gauges, all the pixelation, all the readouts, working exactly as they should. As I said at the start of the video, that the whole point of this video is to pick up on any issues, no matter how trivial, on the car, of which there are none on this car at all. And it's not to say that I wouldn't tell you, because I do, and I have done on many of my previous videos. Whoever is lucky enough to own this car next will be buying a simply beautifully looked after car that drives sensationally well. and I worked for Honda, you know, so I drove the new ones, and I couldn't differentiate between this and the new one in the way it drives. That's the long and the short of it. However, if I've missed anything on the video, as always, don't hesitate. Do please give us a call.